you talk to any district leader or school principal, they will tell you that they want their teachers to engage in learning community work, and they want their teachers to use an inquiry process to improve their teaching. But what we find is that very little attention is being given to the question of what competencies do teachers need to have to be able to engage professionally in this way. So what Mills Teacher Scholars does is we really attend to the ways that teachers work together in these learning communities. We support them to think about how to make their student learning visible. What does it mean to collect data?
¿Qué dice? Las. Quiero que lo digas. Dexter.
Las.
Adrián.
Las.
Mailen.
Las.
Todos. Las.
How do you bring those data to your colleagues and not feel defensive if the data doesn't look perfect? What does it mean to get feedback from a colleague that is pushing you without feeling defensive? How do you offer that feedback to your colleagues? And how do you really surface the uncertainties that are inherent in teaching in a confident, professional way so that you can be pushed forward in your learning?
My goal was math writing and to assess with the kids to get them writing more and to look at how they're using vocabulary, grammatically.
Last year we were looking at professional growth opportunities, and when we heard about Mills through one of our teachers, we thought that it brings an opportunity not only to focus on student achievement and gains and focuses back on teaching practice, but also we wanted to focus on collaboration. And we thought it was a perfect match because Mills Teacher Scholars has a focus on the process of collaboration.
So each meeting we invite one of the teachers to come up and be what we call a public learner and share their thinking in a really authentic way and share where they are right now in their inquiry work.
I'm basing my inquiry on language arts and reading workshop time. I've been really trying to boost my students' comprehension skills this year.
Dig and dig.
I noticed when the students came in at the beginning of the year, they were decoding perfectly, reading words, but not always getting everything from the story, any of the main details, or even being able to retell what they had just read. So I've been just kind of figuring out which comprehension strategies work during that time.
What we're really trying to do with Mills Teacher Scholars work here at Colonial Acres is build the conditions for teachers to learn together. So often teachers get together to collaborate, and it's really about compliance, about fulfilling a checklist of things they're doing for others. And with this work, we try to build teacher agency and teacher leadership around their own learning.
This is just one of the new comprehension strategies I've introduced to them. She was reading Curious George, so she's comparing the character Curious George to herself. So she's just noticing the differences and then things that they have in common in the center.
So take a second to quietly just try to see what is happening here. What is the student trying to do? What do you notice that they're doing well? What questions has it raised for you around maybe their next steps in trying to, at a first grade level, do some connections to the text?
How are you gauging success?
Well, like one of my indicators of success was that they were trying a different variety. Like they weren't just stuck on doing the story map every single day. Like they were actually trying to access the other strategies.
The collaborative conversation is a great tool toward moving toward equity. And the reason for that is because as the student voice is brought to the table through the data, and then the multiple perspectives of different teachers looking at that student from an asset-based approach, you start to really learn how to target instruction in order to meet the needs of particular students.
I find the partnership with Mills Scholars to be so helpful because in my own day-to-day life as a teacher, I'm internally reflecting on how my kids are doing, how my teaching is going, and how they're responding to my teaching. But with Mills Scholars, I'm able to meet with my colleagues and share that thinking. It makes it exciting for me to want to come back in a month or so, whenever our meeting is again, and be able to report out the results that my colleagues had helped me come up with.
To have Mills Teacher Scholars come out and lead the work and gradually release release that to our teacher leaders and for the school itself. I think that's an amazing, amazing work.